The Aras River, known by many names throughout its long history, is one of the most significant and storied rivers in the Caucasus and Central Asia. Stretching for approximately 1,072 kilometers, 666 miles, the river flows through a complex and diverse landscape, crossing national boundaries and serving as both a vital natural resource and a historical marker for the regions it passes through. Originating in the Bengal Mountains of eastern Turkey, the river meanders through a rugged and mountainous terrain before making its way through the borders of Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran, and finally joining the Aras River in Azerbaijan, which eventually empties into the Caspian Sea. The Aras River is not just a physical feature of the landscape, but a river imbued with immense historical, cultural, and geopolitical significance. Its waters have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the clash of civilizations, and the constant ebb and flow of human settlement and migration. The Aras River begins its journey in the highlands of eastern Turkey, in a region rich with history and cultural significance. These mountains are a part of the Greater Armenian Highland, an area known for its ancient civilizations and a crossroads of many peoples, including Armenians, Persians, Turks, and others. The river's source is found near the town of Erzurum, a historically important city that played a key role in the Byzantine and Ottoman empires. As the river flows eastward, it carves its way through narrow valleys and steep gorges, gathering strength from tributaries that drain the surrounding highlands. The early course of the Aras is marked by its wild and untamed character, as it rushes through mountainous terrain, shaping the land around it and supporting a variety of ecosystems that are home to diverse flora and fauna. As the Aras continues its journey eastward, it passes into a region that has been a focal point of geopolitical tension for centuries. The river forms part of the natural boundary between Turkey and Armenia, a region that has seen countless wars, disputes, and shifting borders throughout history. The Aras River has often served as a dividing line between different empires and nations, from the Persian and Ottoman empires to modern-day Turkey and Armenia. The river's importance as a natural boundary is evident in the many treaties and agreements that have been signed over the centuries to define its course and the territories it separates. One of the most significant of these agreements is the Treaty of Kars, signed in 1921 between the Soviet Union and Turkey, which established the modern border between Turkey and Armenia, with the Aras River playing a key role in demarcating this boundary. The Aras River's role as a geopolitical boundary is further complicated by the ethnic and cultural diversity of the region through which it flows. The river runs through territories inhabited by Armenians, Azeris, Kurds, and other ethnic groups, each with their own historical claims and cultural ties to the land. This diversity has often led to conflict, as different groups have sought to control the river and the fertile lands along its banks. The region around the Aras is also home to numerous historical and archaeological sites, many of which reflect the rich and complex history of the peoples who have lived along the river. One of the most famous of these sites is the ancient city of Artaxata, located near the modern town of Artashat in Armenia. Founded by King Artaxias I in the 2nd century BCE, Artaxata was the capital of the ancient kingdom of Armenia and a major center of trade and culture in the region. The city was strategically located on the banks of the Aras River, which provided access to the vital trade routes that connected the region to the rest of the ancient world. As the Aras River flows further east, it enters the Ararat Plain, a vast and fertile region that has been the heartland of Armenian civilization for thousands of years. The plain is dominated by the towering presence of Mount Ararat, the biblical resting place of Noah's Ark, which looms over the landscape as a symbol of Armenian identity and history. The Ararat Plain is one of the most agriculturally productive regions in the Caucasus, thanks in large part to the waters of the Aras River, which provide irrigation for crops such as wheat, barley, and grapes. The river's importance to agriculture in the region cannot be overstated, as it has sustained human settlement and cultivation in this area for millennia. The Aras River's waters have been harnessed for irrigation since ancient times, with complex systems of canals and aqueducts being built to distribute its waters to the surrounding fields. One of the most important uses of the Aras River in modern times is the Aras Dam, a joint project between Iran and the Soviet Union, which was completed in 1970. The dam, located on the border between Iran and the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic of Azerbaijan, creates a large reservoir that provides water for irrigation and hydroelectric power generation. The Aras Dam is a critical piece of infrastructure for both countries, as it helps to regulate the flow of the river and ensures a steady supply of water for agricultural and industrial purposes. The dam has also helped to mitigate the risk of flooding along the river, which has been a constant threat to the region's inhabitants for centuries. As the Aras River flows past the Ararat Plain, it forms part of the border between Armenia and Iran, a region that has been a crossroads of cultures and civilizations for thousands of years. The river here is a lifeline for the local populations, providing water for drinking, irrigation, and industry. The Aras Valley is home to a number of important historical sites, including the ancient Armenian city of Julfa, which was once a major center of trade and culture in the region. The city, located on the southern bank of the Aras River in what is now Iran, was founded in the medieval period and became a thriving hub for Armenian merchants and artisans. However, the city was largely destroyed in the 17th century by the Persian Shah Abbas I, who forcibly relocated its inhabitants to the new capital of Isfahan in order to boost the city's economy. The Aras River's importance as a cultural and economic lifeline is also evident in its role in supporting the region's rich biodiversity. The river and its surrounding wetlands provide critical habitats for a variety of plant and animal species, including migratory birds that use the Aras Valley as a stopover on their journeys between Europe and Asia. The river's ecosystems are home to a number of endangered species, such as the Caucasian leopard and the Armenian mouflon, a wild sheep that is native to the region. Conservation efforts in the Aras Valley have been focused on protecting these species and their habitats, as well as ensuring the sustainable use of the river's resources by the local population. As the Aras River continues its journey eastward, it forms part of the border between Azerbaijan and Iran, flowing through a region that has been shaped by centuries of conflict and cooperation between these two nations. The river's role as a natural boundary has often placed it at the center of geopolitical disputes, particularly over water rights and the use of its resources. Both Azerbaijan and Iran rely heavily on the Aras River for agriculture and industry, and the management of the river's waters has been a source of tension between the two countries. However, the Aras River has also been a symbol of cooperation, as demonstrated by the joint efforts to build and maintain the Aras Dam and other infrastructure projects along the river. The Aras River's journey finally comes to an end when it joins the Kara River in Azerbaijan, forming a vast delta that empties into the Caspian Sea. The Kara-Aras Delta is one of the most important ecological regions in the Caucasus, providing critical habitats for a wide range of species, including sturgeon, which are prized for their caviar. The delta is also an important site for migratory birds, with thousands of species passing through the region each year on their way to and from their breeding grounds. The confluence of the Aras and Kara rivers has been a vital area for human settlement and agriculture for thousands of years, with evidence of ancient civilizations dating back to the Bronze Age. In conclusion, the Aras River is far more than just a geographical feature. It is a river that has shaped the history, culture, and ecology of the regions it flows through. From its origins in the highlands of eastern Turkey to its confluence with the Kara River in Azerbaijan, the Aras has played a central role in the development of civilizations, the rise and fall of empires, and the complex geopolitics of the Caucasus and Central Asia. The river's importance as a natural boundary, a source of water and energy, and a lifeline for the region's diverse ecosystems cannot be overstated. The Aras River continues to be a vital resource for the millions of people who live along its banks, providing water for agriculture, industry, and drinking, as well as supporting a rich and diverse array of plant and animal species. As the challenges of climate change, population growth, and environmental degradation continue to mount, the future of the Aras River and the people and ecosystems that depend on it will depend on careful management, international cooperation, and a commitment to preserving this vital and storied waterway for future generations. In conclusion, the Aras River stands as a testament to the intertwined histories, cultures, and natural landscapes of the regions it traverses. From its origins in the highlands of Turkey, through its winding journey along the borders of Armenia, Iran, and Azerbaijan, to its final confluence with the Kara River, the Aras has shaped civilizations and sustained life for millennia. Its waters have nourished agricultural lands, supported diverse ecosystems, and played a pivotal role in geopolitics, often acting as a natural boundary between empires and modern states. The Aras River's cultural, economic, and ecological significance extends far beyond its physical presence, representing both the enduring challenges and opportunities that come with managing shared natural resources. As the pressures of climate change, population growth, and environmental degradation increase, the future of the Aras and the communities that rely on it will hinge on sustainable management and international cooperation. The river's legacy is not just one of conflict and division, but also of resilience, adaptation, and collaboration. Its history offers lessons in how humanity can coexist with nature, how borders can be bridged, and how resources can be shared. Moving forward, it is essential that we continue to protect and preserve the Aras River, ensuring that its waters remain a source of life, culture, and connection for generations to come. Through thoughtful stewardship, the Aras can continue to flow as a symbol of unity and a vital artery for the people and ecosystems of the region.